Okay, so this is a new system that uh, is being proposed to manage and access our 3D model asset, right? It's based on a three-step system. The first step, you put in these credentials. When you go to Google Photos, by putting in these credentials, it will look like this. And what this is, or what it's going to be, is going to be images of all the assets that we have to date. Now, the idea is that you use the Google search to find anything you want to find. So, for example, if you want to find, if you look at an image, let's say you look on, let's say you find an image like this, and you want to look for a chair, let's say the stool or a high chair. Well, you would go over to the Google Photos. You have to log in as the credentials that I give you, though. So not your Google Photos, but the P3DS asset Google Photos. And let's say you type stool, and the algorithm will look in each image to find different types of stools. So this will quickly narrow down to various types of stools that you want. So right away you can see you get options for stools. It's not perfect, in some cases you get tables, but there you go. So this isn't bad. This is probably the closest one. When you click on it, you look on the information, and it says that it is EA volume 45 model 15. And that's when you go to the other step now, which is to go to Google Drive. So this is a Google Drive link that that I will send an invite to your email. So when you click that link now, it carries you to the folder, and what you do, you browse. So here you go, and let's see what that was. That was volume 45 model 15. So I would go here, or I could really just search for it up here, but because it's not that hard to find, I would go to volume 45 and look for model 15 and download it, right? As for the textures now, so if we look on the third step now, the textures, you don't need to download the textures, but instead, I can show you how to do this. But what you would do is you would link the textures folder to your Google Drive. It will not use up your Google Drive space, and then you're going to use not backup and sync, but something called Google File Stream, which is kind of like the new backups and sync for Google. And what the file stream will do is it will allow your computer to access the textures folder as if they were on your computer. But it's not really on your computer, it's in the cloud. But 3D Max, once 3D Max tries to access a JPEG or an asset, Google File Stream will recognize and make that asset immediately available, right? So the Google File Stream, it's like a virtual drive. I can show you how it works, but it's really simple. But it's like having the textures folder stored in the cloud, but your computer reads it as if it's actually on your computer. So that would mean it would use little to no space at all, even though you have the entire textures folder fully accessible. So when you download the model and you put it in your scene, you would just need to do the regular user script to locate the assets and just point it to the file stream virtual drive that you have, and that's it. So this is pretty cool, and the idea is that we want to have all our textures, all our assets in the cloud, because as you can see here, one of models that's readily available, and it's way easy to locate these models visually. Now, apart from searching for names, you could also search by categories. So for example, I could go to albums here, and let's say you want to find like decor and your vehicles and so forth, but these are top level. In most cases, it's easy to just use Google search algorithm. So you know, so maybe you want to visually look for something, then fine, you can go in and you can visually search under furniture, fixtures and appliances, and the numbers, the volume numbers are actually together, but you know, this is there as an option. But definitely the most easy thing is to just search for what you want here. I mean, if you type clothes, then it will give you anything related to clothes, right? It's not perfect. I mean, it gives you washers and dryers, and it will find clothes. You know, maybe it will give you iron, because I use iron to iron clothes. I'm not sure about these other things. So the algorithm is not perfect, but it's definitely super helpful for you to just find whatever you want. It recognizes color, so red chair, and it will find red chairs, right? I mean, literally, whatever you want to find. I mean, fruit, and it will find fruits for you. We don't have all the assets loaded in, but it's currently being done. Right now we have what, 2,000, call it almost 3,000 assets totally, but we haven't loaded all our foliage and all those other things in. So at this, it's beta, at a beta stage. So I want you to test it, see how it works. I want you to find an image on the internet. So for example, you know, just locate a nice image and try to see if you could find like a bed or something from this image, and see how easy it is, and tell me your feedback on it. All right, good luck.